Mike, how are you?
Hi, hello, DP. I appreciate being between Manziel and Dale Jr. and with the lead-in talking about guys who strike out. It's a very nice welcome. Thank you, pal.
All right, set the scene there. Tell everybody exactly how this plays out on Sunday at 5 Eastern.
Oh, yeah, sure. I said this on the air last night, Dan. Somebody asked me in an interview, well, what would be the ideal final pairing on Sunday? And I said right away, Tiger and Phil. And didn't think about it. And this was on Monday before I even knew they were going to play a practice round together yesterday. That was kind of cool to see. But then I started thinking there are a dozen players I could give you right now. And if we saw any two of those 12 dueling down the stretch, it would be really fun. And that speaks to the depth of the quality of the field here. They usually say, and Jack Nicklaus says this all the time, you can eliminate about half the field, maybe 60% of the field going into Masters Week. But there are 12 or 13 guys. If you see them in the last group, that would be a heck of a show. Do I think it'll be Tiger? My gut is no. I'm kind of leaning towards Rory, and sometimes you're kind of clouded by time spent with somebody. But I just think his game and his mind is in a really good place for that. And I think Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth fit this place so well. So if you gave me those three, I'll take those three and let you take everybody else.
When you were talking to Tiger yesterday, and you've been around Tiger, and you mentioned this last night, that he seems to enjoy it. He was surprised at people following him around for a practice round and the number of people there. What have you seen personality-wise that's different with Tiger?
I think the blinders are not as narrow. I think he's taking in more of what's around him and appreciating health, life, where he is and the position he has in golf. And I think part of that, Dan, was also this task force that they set up when the U.S. kept struggling with the Ryder Cup and the President's Cup, and mostly the Ryder Cup. And they brought together Jim Furyk and Davis Love and Tiger and Phil among the group of guys to try to figure out how the U.S. could have a run like the European side had. And through all of that, a couple of things. The Phil and Tiger relationship grew. But I think, secondly, Tiger got to see firsthand the whole generation of players who grew up wanting to be like Tiger. And seeing that, I think, has given him more of an appreciation for the guys. And I think he's more connected with the other peers on tour right now than he was during the best of his days. So I see, in general, a broader appreciation for everything around him as he comes back and plays some really respectable golf with 3 top 12s in the starts in Florida leading up to the Masters.
There's some Masters jargon that's only Masters worthy. It's not used at any other tournament. So, can you fill the listeners and viewers in on Masters jargon?
Yeah, patrons. I think we know that, yeah. Right? Yeah. Not fans. Badges. Fans of badges, not tickets. There's what we refer to on tour or during the year as grandstands. I think they are patron observation stands or patron observation areas. And I'll never forget Faraday challenging me. Say, I want to hear you say that on the air, and I'll say I'll do it right after you do. It's different, but yeah, you've been here.
Yeah.
You do get caught up in it. It does feel different than every other place you go for a golf tournament, and when it's hard to get inside the gates of Augusta National as a player, as a fan, as a media member, even as a guest when it's not Masters Week. But when you get in, you get treated better here than you do anywhere else that you cover this sport or most any other sport. And that's been, I've found that for the last 20 years coming here.
Now, they don't have rough at Augusta. Don't they have the second cut?
It's a second cut. It is a second cut. And you can casually refer to that when you're out with the Danettes playing. Just say, guys, can you roll it over in the second cut so I can get a little better lie over there?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I'm someplace. If we go back to your mothership days,
yes,
didn't you start the Augusta Country Club run?
Yes.
Yeah. That's where I'm standing right now. As a matter of fact,
are you playing?
No. I'm not playing. We just have the Golf Channel offices over here. We do a lot of our stuff in preparation over here. before going over to the set at Augusta National. But I remember that you were across the way from Augusta National with the Sports Center coverage, and then over here at Augusta Country Club.
But didn't they take a piece of that golf course for the 13th tee? Didn't they pay an awful lot, or what did they give up to get just a portion of the land behind 13T?
Yeah, they have acquired the land. There are so many different wild numbers or rumors of what you hear, but they did acquire some land that's right around the 8th and the 9th hole here at Augusta Country Club, because that property comes right up to where the 13th tee is, and many speculate that that's how they will lengthen 13. And that's one of the big concerns here is, will this golf course be able to continue to grow with guys hitting it so far, so often? And you talk to the past champions here, they're really worried about the ball going too far, and are they hitting the same shots we used to hit back in the day? But it dovetails right with your home run strikeout conversation. I mean, you throw those numbers out 30, 40 years ago, people would say there's no way you're going to put somebody in the lineup who strikes out 200 times a year. That's impossible. Just like here, you'd say there's no way guys are going to hit driver 8-iron to 13. Well, it's happening, and they need to keep finding ways to make sure that this golf course stands the test of time. They've done it so far. 13, they were kind of landlocked, so this property likely in a few years will lead to a lengthened 13th hole. And
I try to tell people the 13th hole that Bubba hits it over the trees.
Right.
Like, you're not supposed to do that. And then he has a wedge in on a par 5, and if you win the par 5s at Augusta, chances are you're going to win Augusta.
Andy North used to always say, when I worked with him during our ESPN days, I just saw Andy this morning, too. We were talking about this. Andy coined the phrase Tiger par. He's a Tiger par at Augusta when he was playing great with 68, because he was expected to make a birdie on all those par 5s because of his length. There are now 30 guys in the field who kind of come to the 5s and think, if I don't play them 3 under today, I don't have a chance to keep up with the rest of the field. So how do you retain the fear factor of, instead of that wedge, it's a 6, it's a 4-iron coming in with the water, with those issues, make you think twice about it. The green's hard. Can I really do it? Then you're back to where this tournament has been over years, and that's the worry that I think, when it's fun. It's fun for us to watch, but by the same token, you want to know that the players 30 years from now will be playing a golf course that in some way resembles the one they played in the Nicklaus era, the Woods, Mickelson era, and so on.
When's the last time you played Augusta?
3 years ago. I think 3 years ago. I had a really good 8-hole stretch, and then reality set in quickly.
And?
Well, I played terrible the other 10 holes. I think I shot 88, something like that. I'm a 13 handicap. So for me, given it was not the middle of the golf season for me, it was awesome. I've never had a hole-in-one. The closest I've ever come in my life was here on the 6th hole, playing with Jay Billis. I hit it to 4 inches. It was crushing.
And then missed the putt?
Crushing. They offered to give me the putt. I said, heck no. I'm going to make this putt. I don't want you to say that we gave it the birdie. No. I'm going to take the putter and mark it and line it up and knock it in. It's Augusta. I want a real birdie here.
All right. We are going to we do this every year where we have to pick. We have a 3-round tournament where we're picking who we think is going to win Augusta. If you have a couple of other names other than the obvious, some sleepers there, Mike, if you could help us.
You want me to go off? Is Paul Casey in the obvious?
No.
All right. I'll give you Paul Casey. One Bay Hill, 13th in the world, has been a factor here on a pretty regular basis. You want somebody really off the radar?
Yeah.
Would you go Patton Kizzire, who's won twice on tour this year? Do you like that?
Yeah, okay. All right. I mean, it
sounds like you don't.
Well, it felt like for about a month, every time you looked at the, FedEx standings, Kizzire was at top, and we never saw him play in any other tournament. He won the, first 2 tournaments or so. Yeah. How about Alex Noren?
Yeah, a chance. Now, was his inability to close at the match play, he ran out of steam, playing a lot of tournaments, playing a long week, or getting close to winning in a big spot, the pressure was a little bit too much. I don't know. I don't think we know, but Alex Noren's 15 in the world right now. So you don't get there. And he was higher than that going into last year's Open. So he's been up there. That's not a bad pick, but is 15 in the world off the radar?
Yeah, but is it not a bad pick mean that it's kind of a good pick? Like when somebody says, hey, you're not wrong, does that mean you're right?
Right. I would not pick Alex Noren personally. However, if you do, I can endorse it as a decent pick. Is that safe?
All right. Hey, great interview with Rory McIlroy last night. And you pointed out what we realized the last couple of years at Pebble. He's honest. You know, he wants to give you a good answer there. And he's good. I mean, he really is.
I really like him. He was great on your show. Did he give you guys a lesson on the show?
Yes, he did. Well, the problem was he was giving us a putting lesson, and then he even admitted that he shouldn't be giving us a putting lesson the way he was putting. And so he was honest with that, too. And now all of a sudden he's found some magical form, or, you know, he's gone back to an old form, and he's putting a lot better.
He's the winner this week. He is the winner this week.
Okay. Maybe there's a wheel of punishment for Mike Tirico, or shower of shame that you'll get if Rory does. How about this? If Rory wins, then we'll all do a shower of shame. All of us. Me and the Danettes. Yes. But if Rory doesn't win, then you have to do a shower of shame.
I can't sign up for that.
Oh, you're too dignified. You're right. The brand of Mike Tirico.
What, as a friend of mine used to say, like you, softest church music?
Yeah, that's you.
That's your line, right?
Yeah, I would always say that. Your softest church music is what you're saying.
Proud to admit it.
Thank you, Mike. Have fun. I'll talk to you soon.
See you, boys. I'll talk to you.
All right, Mike Tirico.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.